Hey y'all, welcome into the kitchen. I am walking down memory lane today, y'all. I'm actually preparing a recipe that Richard Simmons, the day he was a guest on my show, I was doing Paula's party and I was in New York City filming up there in a real studio. I'm going to take this out of the casing, because that casing is kind of tough. So I'm starting out cooking some sweet Italian sausage. And I've decided here at the last minute to take it out of the casing. So anyway, Richard Simmons was my guest. And you talking about somebody full of life and energy. Oh my gracious, my goodness. He was a lot of fun. You know, I was watching, I guess you'd call it a documentary the other day on Richard Simmons. And it appears like Richard has retired, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, but whatever you're doing, Richard, I hope that you're doing it in good health and happiness. So hopefully, Stephanie, one of our computer geniuses, can actually find a picture of Richard and I together that day. I hope that you can, Stephanie. That hint is to you, girl. So I hope you can find one. Gosh, Pete brings back good memories, crazy memories. I met so many wonderful people along the way. You know, I only met one that was kind of a booty hole. But I'm not going to tell you who it was. You'll have to make that guess yourself. But everybody was just so wonderful. During the filmings of Paula's party, we had a lot of fun. And then I think I actually started shooting Paula's party here at Uncle Bubba's, my brother's restaurant. And then we moved them to New York City. Okay, it doesn't take but a minute to take that sausage out of the casing. My hands are starting to get slick. All right, there we go. That is 1 pound of sweet Italian sausage. And I'm going to wash my hands real quick, or I won't be able to hold on to anything because they'll be greasy. Ooh, that's some hot water. Okay, we're going to cook this up. We're going to scramble it up and cook it. It'll take about 8 minutes. But it's been so long since I've done that show with Richard, y'all, that I can't remember. I can't remember what it, let's see. Okay, it said there was a note, omit this ingredient for Richard Simmons' version. So apparently, Richard did a light version of this pasta. I don't know how he did it, but I'd have to go back and watch the tape again, y'all. Okay. Okay, it's ready, and it did. It took about 8 minutes. And now I'm just going to take out the sausage using a slotted spoon. You know, except this didn't have a lot of fat in it. So, I mean, I bet we don't even have 1 tablespoon. And the recipe says to leave 2 tablespoons of your drippings in the pan. And we've got maybe 1 tablespoon. So we'll leave that, and then we're going to add some olive oil. And we're going to cook off some of our other ingredients. I'm going to cut that down a little bit. So a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of onion. We're going to cook that off until it's, you know, kind of soft. Then we're going to add our garlic. And this is a lot of red pepper, y'all. I don't remember that day at Paula's party. I don't remember using that much pepper, but that's a lot of pepper. But the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So, like I said, that's a lot. Yeah, that's all right. I'm just going to cut back on it, Teresa, because I think that would set folks on fire. And we don't want to set anybody on fire. All right, let me check this oven for Teresa. Whoa, it's hot. I almost set my glasses on fire. Speaking of glasses, I don't know if I told y'all or not, but I just love my glasses so much, and we now have them in the store, in the Paula Deen store here in Savannah at the Lady & Sons. And they come in different colors, and I love them so much because they're big enough that I could have my prescription put in them. Because, you know, I need both bifocals.
They're online too. Paula Deen store.
Oh, good. They're online too, Eddie just said. Good, good, good. At the Paula Deen store. You know what? The next pair I get, they're so reasonable. The frames are so reasonable, y'all. It's that prescription that you know, is kind of costly. But the next one I want is the oh my gosh, did I tell you which one I wanted, Eddie? Like not the tiger. It's not a tiger, it's tortoiseshell, yes. Thank you, Teresa. I think the tortoiseshell is so good looking. All right, so we just want to cook this till it's soft. And we're going to do away with that red pepper. I think we've gone far enough with it. Now I'm putting in some fresh sage. Sage is one of those herbs that's, to me, a little bit of that goes a long way. And I think the recipe called for what, a teaspoonful of sage, Teresa? 2 teaspoons. Yes, a fresh chopped sage. I don't think I'm going to put all of that in there. Okay. Now I'm going to add our chicken stock. We're going to let that come to a boil. I need to go back and look at that show that where Richard was a guest. I would love to just see him and make sure he's doing okay. He brought a lot of laughter to folks, and he really has a big heart, you know, as far as wanting to help people live their best life. All right. Now the next thing to go in is pumpkin puree. And this is an organic pumpkin puree if you care about things like that. If you like your things to be organic. This is pretty pumpkin. Doesn't appear to have any strings in it. And I guess you know what I mean when I'm talking about the strings. This in the pumpkin, the center of the pumpkin. Okay. Looks delicious. Doesn't that look good? We're going to let that just kind of cook slowly for about 5 minutes, you know, to just marry all those flavors. This just looks like the month of October to me. Eddie said fall is some of his favorite colors. He loves doing arrangements with fall colors. Okay, that really looks good. Now the original recipe, Richard tells us to put this in individual ramekins. Let me go ahead and add my sausage back to it. To put this in individual ramekins, and so everybody would have their own serving. So you can do it that way if you're having a dinner party or you're seating, say, 6 or 8 people at the table and you want them to have their own dish. Put it in individual ramekins. If you don't care about having individual servings, you can put it in one casserole dish. So I think that might be what I plan to do. All right, now I'm going to add my heavy cream. And I'm sure y'all probably know this, but this is just a hint. When you're cooking pasta, you know, before you pour all the pasta water out, you might think about pouring up, you know, a cup or 2 of your pasta water just to have on hand in case you need it for thinning out, because it really, because of all the starch that cooks out of the pasta, it makes for a great thinner outer liquid. All right. Gonna add my salt. That looks like a lot of salt, so I'm not gonna put that all in there. All right, now the recipe calls for 1 pound of ziti pasta cooked off. Personally, I don't think it's gonna take the full pound. What do you think, Teresa?
You say that every time.
What?
But they only have a pound in the box, so I always cook all of it.
Okay.
Sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I'm just afraid that if I put that whole box in there, that it'll be like dry, you know, really dry. Get back in there. So I would definitely recommend maybe a half a pound. Because that's a lot of pasta. Come look, Teresa.
I know. Well, that's when I was picking the pan out. I was a little...
You know, but it seems like to me, on pasta recipes, if you go and buy a recipe, it always says like that much for one person, you know? Who can eat that much? I just don't want to put any more pasta in there because it's going to be dry as a bone. And I don't want it to be as dry as a bone for you. All right, now, so I'm putting this in a 13 by 9 by 2, but it would be so pretty in individual ramekins.
That would be nice for a dinner party.
Yeah, for a dinner party if you're having guest over. Splat. Splat. Yeah, there is no way, Teresa. We take a pound of
I'm gonna turn this off. I'm just gonna make
ziti.
sure it works.
Okay, well you're gonna need to look at the check. You're gonna need to get a
Oh, good.
hot pad and take out the gauge and just see
If it made it. to
what. Yeah, what's
350.
it reading?
Watch out, don't. I'm sorry.
I ain't moving. I ain't moving, Charlie. I'm getting every bit of that liquid out of that dish. Okay.
Oh, it's actually over.
Oh, what did it register?
How about a 360?
360. Okay, so we'll need to remember.
About 10 minutes.
Let's see, let me
Well, now
see.
it's at 350, but I just.
Well,
pulled
that's because it's out of the oven. All right. Now we're going to top this with fresh shaved Parmesan cheese. So you can see how this would be really pretty in a ramekin with your cheese on top. Mm. All right, so this is going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes at 350 degrees. How about it, Teresa?
I'll come get it.
Okay. It's ziti time, pumpkin ziti. Just know I had a good time with you, Richard. And like I said, I hope all is well. And this brings back memories. Well, I think this is what we cooked, but I wouldn't put my life on it. So I did love the way that it would be cooked in little ramekins, you know, like this size. I just love these little dishes. They're in our stores now. That's so pretty. Kind of the gray and the green. But each individual serving would look really good. But this is the way we're going to eat it tonight. I want you to look, Teresa, if I had put that that whole box of
I know. We wouldn't have had any.
rigatoni,
There'd be no sauce.
we'd choke to death on the dryness. So anybody, that's all right. Anybody want some? Look how hot it is, y'all. You can smell the sweet Italian sausage. Come over here and smell it, Teresa. Just smell it.
Yum.
Can you smell the sage in
I
it?
can. I have to admit, I was a little not so sure about pumpkin.
No.
It's a little bit of a different.
But isn't this a nice fall dish?
Oh, yeah.
Don't touch that dish, though, because it is hot, hot, hot. You want some? Or you you want to get a fork?
I just happened to wash one.
Good. I have just eaten so much that I'm not going to eat supper.
Who needs supper?
We've been eating supper all day, haven't we?
Exactly.
Since 1 o'clock.
That's the best day of filming.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Isn't that
surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They do work well together.
Mm-hmm. An unusual.
Eddie, you'll like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eddie will like it.
Got a little gourmet flavor to it.
Mm-hmm. Can't get my noodle.
Yeah, I'm digging in for more.
Me too. What do you mainly taste in it, Teresa?
What?
What's the main flavor profile you get from it?
I get a good bit of the sausage and a good bit of the,
Me too.
but I get a little bit of the sage, and I like the pumpkin. It's not as, I was expecting it to be a little more overpowering.
Yeah, it doesn't scream at you though, does it?
And it gives it a really nice creaminess.
The sweet Italian sausage is very good.
Oh my gosh, yes. But we've never had a problem with Italian sausage.
Yum.
That was so good.
So, you know that you can go online and get the recipe. Ooh, that was a little hot. Get the entire recipe in the correct amounts, but I would not use one whole 1 pound box because I think it would be way too dry. And it's got a little heat to it. I wouldn't. I know.
But it's a good heat.
Yeah, it is.
It's in your mouth, not down your throat, in your mouth.
Yeah, it's on my tongue.
That's a winner.
Winner, winner, sausage dinner. Love and best dishes, y'all. Have a good one. Hey, y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.